Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Celebrate Columbus Show, powered by Johnson Whitkemper Insurance Services. My name is Josh Burnett. As you can see, we've got a great guest with us today. I'm super excited to be talking with one of my friends, Dylan Miller, who serves locally here at our Bartholomew County Veterans Office. So thank you, Dylan, for being here today.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be on the show and with you. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. And, in light of it being Memorial Day weekend, I thought it would be really cool to have this conversation with Dylan and for you guys to just kind of get to be a part of it as you're listening, to hear the great work that he and our community are doing to serve our veterans. Because as we were just talking, all gave some and some gave all. And I really want, and I know Dylan does, and several of you watching, we want to honor our veterans, and we're honoring veterans in some really cool ways this weekend.
Yes.
And those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. And I want to connect both veterans and their families to an amazing guy in their office who are helping people in the community. So we're just going to have a conversation, and I hope that this will be helpful. So let's get started, all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Dylan, I've known you and a little bit about your story along the way, but you served in the Army, correct?
Yes, correct. Yep.
And after serving in the Army, you came home and eventually you got into this role.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your path and what you're doing today to help veterans?
Yeah, so I served in the Army active duty for just shy of 2 years, just under 2 years. And I was a guy who joined and had my own experience where I was medically discharged and got home. And when I first got back was kind of just lost, if you will, and just trying to figure it out, just what do I do now sort of thing. And in this position with the county, at the Bartholomew County Veterans Services Office came available. They needed someone part-time, and after talking with my wife, I thought that might be a perfect deal for me, because it's kind of the closest thing to still being in, if you will. I'm still in that community. And I started in 2023, part-time there with Larry and Angel. And as of 2025, with Larry thinking maybe about retirement soon, he and I kind of swapped roles, and he stepped into a part-time, and I took over kind of as director of the office. And we've been, we hit the ground running there, and we've just kind of doing what we can to make an impact where we can with veterans. So.
Yeah, as I've gone to the commissioners' meetings, each month they will talk about your office and all the work that you're doing. Could you talk a little bit about, well, first, how many veterans do we have in our county?
Yeah, so the number at this time is about 3,589 veterans.
Wow.
That's what the state says, according to all of the record, that we have, just over 3,500 veterans here right in Bartholomew County.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
so
incredible.
With that, I know that there's amazing organizations in our community that they can be a part of, but with your office, what is the goal of what you're all trying to do?
Yeah, we just, plainly, we want to help veterans and let them know that we are there to support and assist, whether that be benefits or just community. We want them to know, hey, we're here. We're kind of the hub for all things benefits. We're here to be a listening ear. We're here to guide you, advise, and assist with that transition, because that can be difficult for a lot of veterans. I felt that myself, and maybe some listening could relate. But we just want to be here to help. That's the goal. Help, let them know we're here, and walk them through just becoming a civilian again, if you will.
And so, what are some of the things that veterans or their families come to your office for on a regular basis?
We cover, as I said, everything benefits, but namely, we're typically looking at, is there anything there as far as disability compensation or pension? Is there a need financially? In the same way, is there training or education they might qualify for that we could get them into a schooling or trading to get a job? Additionally, we do things like burial benefits, helping lay veterans to rest, and then in that event, supporting their surviving spouses and dependents with pensions and dollars and things like that, which is huge benefit and life-changing for a lot of folks. But also, we want to create a safe space in the community where folks can come and still feel a part and still feel honored and respected for their service. That's kind of the gist of our deal. And we, like I said, consider ourselves to be the hub for all things veterans. We kind of want to be the centralized place. Like, hey, if you're a veteran coming back home to Bartholomew County, come see us.
Yeah.
We'll get you some answers, we'll get you some assistance and help you out, but also get you around other veterans and get you kind of in like-minded spaces where you don't have to feel lost or on your own. That transition can be difficult.
Yeah.
So we want to try to mitigate some of that anxiousness that they feel coming home, and also help where we can as far as, you know, dollars and things like that.
So if somebody were to have a need to come and, you know, meet with you all, where are you located? How do they get there?
Yeah, we are in the government building, 443rd Street, second floor, room 205. And oftentimes we're saying, give us a call, shoot us an email, pop in the office. Just come and just meet, shake a hand, let us thank you for your service, and then we can set you up and maybe give an appointment or come to you. Come if you're in a home or have a loved one in a home, come to you and try to figure out kind of next steps and what to do and what's there and what could be beneficial for you.
Awesome. And so if they come, you know, kind of break down as you do. I know that usually one of the commissioners will read some of the activity that you all are doing, but, you know, what are some of the things that you do on a weekly basis to help veterans?
Yeah, we oftentimes are meeting with veterans to see, number one, what they could be eligible for. As far as benefits go, state and federal. But a huge thing that we're proud of and the commissioners have been a huge help with is we want to help where we can, as I said, and a lot of times we're just having folks come and say, hey, I need a ride to VA Raudebusch Hospital in Indianapolis. I need to get to the Wakeman Clinic for this appointment or for this checkup. And we pride ourselves in having a county van and volunteer veteran drivers to do that.
That's awesome.
So, you know, we can do the paperwork and we can get applied for things, but like I say, just creating community and, you know, giving rides, helping out with honors for a funeral service, anything and everything that a veteran may need or their dependents or a loved one, we're trying to help with that.
I was just thinking as we were talking, you know, I've had members of my family that have been in the military, but, you know, I haven't served, and but a lot of people that I know have, but, you know, not knowing what you all have been through, and I know everybody's story is different,
Sure.
everybody's experience is different. What's one thing that you wish that our community knew about veterans?
Yeah, I think something to keep in mind with veterans is they're coming out of a situation in most cases where even if it's not combat or deployment or military war sort of things related, the transition from just that rigid, structured kind of here's the mission, here's what you do, step-by-step thing, they're coming out of that into you know, civilianhood, and a lot of those guys may feel lost, may feel like what's next? How do I navigate this transition back into all the responsibility being on me and all of the next step sort of things being up to my judgment? They're coming out of a really rigid, structured deal, and even if they haven't been to combat, but also keeping in mind that everyone's experience is different, and some folks, as you said, all gave some gave all, and you don't know what their experience is. So just respecting and honoring veterans, and also being gracious enough to understand that transition is difficult.
Yeah.
It's a different place to be when your life is this for so long, and then you step back into, you know, regular civilization, trying to figure out and navigate life.
Yeah. What have been some of the things that you've experienced as both a veteran and now as in your office in our community? What do we do well when it comes to veterans?
Yeah, Bartholomew County, you know, from the commissioners down to, you know, a neighbor in the neighborhood, do a great job of honoring them. Especially, you know, we've done a lot of incredible things here lately with, you know, getting into the service and just saying thank you for that. We do a great job of recognizing them, and it's getting better and better year by year. We've got more and more events planned and more ways to show respect and honor those folks. And I'm really proud of, as Bartholomew County as a community has come together just to say thank you, and also what they've done in our office to try to give us the ability to help more and more veterans.
So it sounds like there's a lot going on this weekend that, you know, our community is doing to celebrate and honor those who've given the ultimate sacrifice for Memorial Day weekend. But, you know, you guys are doing the work every single day to help support our veterans, and I thought it would be great to be able to put a face with the name. And so, we could kind of break down that barrier, and
Yeah.
people could say, hey, this is the guy that you need to talk to in their office
Yeah.
with the county that you're helping veterans. As we kind of wrap up this episode, I just wanted to think through what are some tangible ways that we as a community can support our veterans.
Yeah, absolutely. Big thing that I'm telling folks all the time is if you know a veteran, say something. Tell them, hey, there's someone local here that can help you. They can guide you in the right direction. But also just acknowledging them, thanking them. That goes a long way. Anytime I see a veteran cap, or you can always kind of tell, but anytime I see that, just shaking the hand of the individual and saying thanks so much, that goes a long way. And it makes them feel seen and heard, and kind of reinforces that their service mattered, and because it did. And so we just say, thank a veteran if you know one, say something to them, and also let them know if you see this or know of it, to come see us.
Yeah.
We can help them out.
I think it'd be pretty cool, I hope you do too, if maybe you could tag a veteran in the comments of this video and, tag them so that they can see Dylan, but also maybe you could write, something about how you feel about them. Because, as you were just talking, just thinking about, I know I've tried to do that before, and some veterans are not always super comfortable with it.
Sure.
But, when I look at them and I'll do it for you, I'm like, Dylan, thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And so look, you're like, how do I take that thanks?
Right.
But I mean, I really mean it.
Yeah.
And I know
Thank you,
that
Josh.
through your work, you show that our community cares about our veterans.
Yes.
And so I want to make sure that, as all the different, our world's crazy.
Yeah.
And the reason that we live in the greatest nation in the world is because of our veterans. People, men and women, who are willing to lay down their lives for us.
Yes.
And so not just this Memorial Day, but every day, I hope that as we walk around our community and interact with veterans, that we would not only thank them with our words, but show them that with our actions.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought it'd be so cool to talk to Dylan. He is a living example of somebody who continues to serve his country through this office. And so thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next time. I hope that you enjoy the Memorial Day weekend, and make sure to thank our veterans for all that they do for us. We'll see you next time.